Philippines VP Sara Duterte's impeachment probe voided by Supreme Court. The Supreme Court's decision, a turning point for Sara Duterte. In a significant legal victory, Philippine Vice President Sara Duterte has successfully navigated a turbulent political landscape as the Supreme Court invalidated an impeachment complaint against her, declaring it unconstitutional. This ruling not only shields her from immediate legal repercussions, but also enhances her prospects for a future in politics. Duterte, who is eyeing the presidency in 2028, stands in a unique position as current President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is unable to run again due to a single term limit. This context adds an intriguing layer to the unfolding political drama. The Supreme Court's ruling, delivered on a recent Friday, did not exonerate Duterte from the allegations she faced. However, the outcome is likely to serve as a significant boost to her political aspirations. She was confronted with 3 separate impeachment complaints, which accused her of misconduct and the misappropriation of substantial government funds during her tenure as Education Secretary under President Marcos Jr.'s administration. In February, the lower house of Congress took the drastic step of impeaching Duterte, with accusations that included threats against President Marcos, the First Lady, and the House Speaker. This impeachment process has been viewed by many as a politically charged maneuver, particularly given the ongoing tensions between Duterte and Marcos. Duterte is widely regarded as a formidable candidate for the upcoming presidential election in 2028, especially since Marcos is barred from seeking re-election. A conviction in the impeachment proceedings would have resulted in a lifetime ban from holding public office, a fate that Duterte has argued was politically motivated, stemming from her rivalry with Marcos. Adding to the complexity of her situation is her lineage. Duterte is the daughter of the controversial former president Rodrigo Duterte, who served from 2016 to 2022. Currently, he is in custody at the International Criminal Court (ICC) in The Hague, facing allegations of crimes against humanity related to a brutal anti-drug campaign that resulted in thousands of deaths during his presidency. Rodrigo Duterte has consistently denied any wrongdoing. What's next for Sara Duterte? As the political landscape continues to evolve, one must wonder, how will this ruling impact Duterte's ambitions? Will she be able to leverage this victory to solidify her position as a leading candidate for the presidency? And what does this mean for the future of Philippine politics? Join the conversation. This situation raises many questions about the intersection of law and politics in the Philippines. Do you believe the impeachment process was genuinely politically motivated? Or were there legitimate concerns about Duterte's conduct? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Philippine Supreme Court blocks Sara Duterte's impeachment. Political implications explained. Justice in limbo. Philippine Court's bombshell ruling sparks relief and outrage in equal measure. Imagine being just one step away from the presidency, only to have your fate decided by the highest court in the land. This is a reality for Sara Duterte, the Vice President of the Philippines, who's just been handed a temporary reprieve from impeachment by the country's Supreme Court. But here's where it gets complicated. In a dramatic twist, the Supreme Court has blocked the impeachment trial against Sara Duterte, citing a constitutional ban on multiple impeachment proceedings within a year. This landmark decision comes after the lower house of the Philippine Parliament voted to impeach her in February, following allegations of misusing public funds and a shocking threat to kill President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. A reprieve, not a clearance. At a press conference, the court emphasized that this ruling does not absolve Duterte of the serious charges against her. However, it does grant her a crucial stay of execution that leads until February 2026. This temporary lifeline is particularly significant as it buys her time to garner support for a potential presidential bid in the pivotal run-up to the 2028 general elections. Had the impeachment vote succeeded, her presidential aspirations would have been all but dashed. The Duterte-Marcos saga, a tale of alliance and animosity. This latest development is merely the latest chapter in the tumultuous Duterte-Marcos narrative, which has seen the two powerful leaders transform from allies to sworn enemies. Both scions of influential former leaders be formed a formidable uniteam alliance in 2022, only to see their partnership crumble soon after their sweeping victory. The feud escalated into a war of words, with Sara's father, Rodrigo Duterte, infamously labeling Marcos a drug addict. The situation reached a boiling point in November, when Sara posted a chilling Facebook message, implying that if she were to be killed, she had ensured the president would meet a similar fate. This provocative statement sparked the impeachment proceedings against her. Personal becomes political. The drama took a personal turn when Sara's father was unexpectedly extradited to The Hague to face charges of crimes against humanity related to his notorious war on drugs, which is believed to have claimed thousands of lives. Uncertain odds and shifting alliances. Even before his ruling, the prospects of convicting Sara in the Senate impeachment court were uncertain, thanks to the shifting political landscape following the May general election. The Duterte-Marcos feud dominated the election, with Duterte's faction securing more Senate seats than anticipated, in what was perceived as a rebuke of the incumbent. A court dominated by familiar faces, notably the 15-member Supreme Court if predominantly composed of appointees of Sara's father, raising eyebrows about the impartiality of the judiciary in the country's chaotic political ecosystem. Impeachment in the Philippines, a rare and divisive tool. Since the country's transition to democracy in 1986, only one impeachment attempt has successfully concluded with a verdict. The 2012 conviction of former Supreme Court Chief Justice Renato Corona for hiding assets. The 2001 impeachment of former President Joseph Estrada for alleged graft was cut short by massive street protests, ultimately leading to his ouster. The question on everyone's mind. Do you think the Supreme Court's decision was a just interpretation of the Constitution, or a politically motivated move? Should impeachment proceedings be more frequent in holding public officials accountable, or do they often descend into political vendettas? Share your thoughts. Do you agree with the ruling, or do you think justice has been temporarily denied?